welcome back to the channel. My name is Yaritza and today I have a special guest, my husband. And today we have a full first trimester recap for you, the male perspective and the female perspective, and let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with, obviously we found out that we were pregnant. We were not preventing or trying, and so we were really kind of shocked to find out that we were pregnant, and we would just thought that, you know, whatever happens, it happens, we'll accept it because we've been through our trial and tribulations with our miscarriage 2 years ago. So I feel like it was just a different experience overall. I think I was excited, but also just kind of nervous. And I feel like for you, you weren't really excited until we had our first appointment.
Yeah. For me, it felt, I don't know, I felt the same like you. It's not that we weren't happy or we weren't excited for the result. We were just shocked. We weren't prepared for it. But I believe I started feeling that happiness when we went to the first appointment. I was like, oh, this is real.
I think we were both treading lightly and being like super cautious.
Not trying to get our hopes too high up.
Yeah, but okay, we're getting deep. We're getting right into it. But I think at the beginning when we would tell people, because we started telling like our close-knit people that we were pregnant, and he would be like, oh, but you know, we have our first appointment on this date, so we'll see. And it kind of like rubbed me the wrong way after a while, and I had to tell, we had this conversation. Just let me finish talking. So I was like, you know what? I actually don't like you saying that. I want to be excited and I want to live in the moment, and I want to be able to celebrate this baby without saying like, oh, hey, we're pregnant, but you know, we have our first appointment on this day, and so we'll see. So once I communicated that to him, he was like, okay, I got you. So he stopped saying it in that way. It was just like, we're pregnant and we're celebrating and we're happy, and whatever reservations we had, we were kind of like just between us.
I was saying that for the fact that it was not getting my hopes up too high, so it just made, it was security. It was a way of a security for me of preparing for the heartbreak in case it happened again. So it wasn't saying of like, I wasn't happy that we were pregnant, but we'll find out on the first. That's where that really came from, and the moment my wife expressed that to me, I had to check myself and realize, right, that's not coming off right. But yeah, it was my insecurity and of course trying to.
Right. So it's just like how he was dealing with it versus like how I was dealing with it, and of course like always communicating our feelings. It's what has worked so that we can move forward. Yeah. So that's how we found out we were pregnant, and then let's just get into some of the symptoms that I have been experiencing. So before I found out we were pregnant, there's this like toilet, like blue toilet seat thing that I didn't know was a thing. So a few weeks before I found out I was pregnant, the toilet seat was turning blue. And I was like, have you been wearing new blue jeans that stain? Because why is the toilet seat blue? And we were like, I don't know. He was like, no, I haven't been. And I was like, I haven't been using any new blue jeans that stain. So we were kind of like dumbfounded. But later on, I found out that that's actually a very early pregnancy sign. And the research doesn't know why that happens, but it happens. So I feel like in the future, if the toilet seat turns blue, I'm taking a pregnancy test.
I was looking at my blue jeans and I'm just like, nah, that ain't me.
Yeah, it was so weird. And if I think about it, actually that happened 2 years ago too. Right. But I didn't know. But now I know, like that is like an early sign of pregnancy. Toilet seat turning blue.
Toilet seat turns blue.
Which is so weird. Okay, so let's get into like symptoms that I've experienced in the first trimester. So fatigue. I was tired, like not extreme fatigue, but just I need a little bit more sleep kind of fatigue. I also was constipated, bloated. I think bloated was my #1 like annoyance during my first like trimester, because I was really bloated. Like my belly, I was like, I look like I'm 6 months pregnant and I'm like only a few weeks pregnant, because being bloated like really hurt. Like my belly was like really expanding, but it was just bloat. And he would be like, baby, you're showing. And I'm like, I don't think this is like the baby belly. This is me being bloated.
That was my mistake.
Let me see, what else did I experience? Of course, sore boobs. My boobs became really sore early on. They have grown, but some people be like, they grow 2-3 sizes. I just became like a full cup of my size. I haven't grown into a different size, so, but they have been sore. I have experienced like faster hair growth. I'm not talking about like the hair on my head, but like body hair has been growing faster. I don't know about I just cut my hair, but my hair was super long when I got pregnant, so I didn't really notice it getting any longer, but my body hair would grow faster. So I do like laser hair removal, because usually when you get laser hair removal, your hair doesn't grow as fast, but it was growing faster, so I had to like shave more, which is annoying, but not a big deal. And I am so out of breath. That is another symptom. I just like talking gets me out of breath. Getting up from bed gets me out of breath. Sometimes just putting on pants, I'm out of breath. Like I'm just out of breath all the time. So that's been another symptom. Dry skin. The skin on my face has been really dry, so I had to change my skincare routine. At first, obviously I did change my skincare routine because there's a lot of ingredients that you can't use when you're pregnant. But another thing that I noticed was like that my skin was really dry, so I had to switch it up so my skin can be more moisturized. I didn't experience a lot of breakouts until recently. My chin has been breaking out, but during the first trimester, I didn't get any breakouts. And of course, peeing a million times. How many times do I pee in a day?
This woman, let me tell you. She'll go in, use the restroom, come out, 5 minutes later, I have to go pee.
I do. But I've always been like a peer. I don't know is that how you say it, but because I drink a lot of water. Like I'll just show you my gallon of water that I carry with me every day, pre-pregnancy and now during the pregnancy. Of course, I had to continue with my water intake. So I was waking up like 5 times in the middle of the night, which was annoying. And of course, during the day, if we go anywhere and it's a long ride, like it's an hour, we're like, we need to stop somewhere to use the bathroom because I can't hold it anymore. That's how much I have been going to the bathroom. Which reminds me, let me drink some water. Okay, let me see what else. I feel like I have not experienced a lot of cravings. Like I haven't experienced any crazy or weird cravings. People be like, oh, I wanted peanut butter with pickles. Like I haven't experienced anything like that. I feel like I wanted pickles before I knew I was pregnant. We don't normally buy pickles, but I was like, I want some pickles. And I didn't know I was pregnant, so maybe that was like a pregnancy craving, but I don't know. Usually don't get cravings that early on anyway, so I have no idea. But let's see. Oh, I did crave cheese. So I'm dairy free. I don't usually buy dairy milk or ice cream or cheese. It's all vegan. And I have been craving like actual cheese and ice cream with dairy in it. We still do non-dairy milk, but as far as like cheese and ice cream and pizza and all that stuff like that has dairy, I'm like, give it to me. Like one of my favorite snacks have been like little cheese with trail mix has been one of my favorite snacks during pregnancy, which is healthy. And you know, the other I feel like it's a craving is juice. I'm a water drinker. I'll drink water from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. Like it's very rare that I drink anything else besides maybe the occasional wine or tea. But other than that, I maybe juice like once in a blue moon, but I don't usually drink juice. And lately I have been drinking a lot more juice. And usually it's orange juice. We usually buy juice for him. He's the juice drinker. I am not, but I have been drinking a lot of juice lately. Okay. And I think those are all of my first trimester like symptoms. I think so as far as symptoms has been pretty easy, but I think the number one reason why my first trimester was hard was because of my anxiety dealing with my previous miscarriage and just being anxious that will happen again. I had early on spotting, and that like really kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, this can't be happening again. And I had a lot of anxiety, and I think that's what made my first trimester really hard. So that made my first trimester hard, but the symptoms didn't. What about you, baby? Any symptoms in first trimester?
I think that's what scared me, the spotting. I remember I was at work and my wife called me and she was just like, I'm spotting. And you know, again, it felt like it was happening again of what happened to our first time being pregnant. But the good thing was when we found out that it was normal in some instances.
So, you know, if you like Google, of course, Google is not your friend when you have any type of symptoms, but if you Google, a lot of the thing that pops up, it's like implantation bleeding. But by the time you take a pregnancy test that's positive, implantation bleeding already happened. So when I am spotting like 2-3 weeks after I have taken the test, I'm like, that's not implantation bleeding to me. Of course, there is some bleeding spotting that is normal during your first trimester. And then there has been instances where there is something else that's wrong if you're heavy bleeding and you can still go on to carry your baby full term. But I had a lot of anxiety and I was like on the message boards for the app that I'm on, and I had to get off of it because a lot of the first few weeks of pregnancy are filled with a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. And so I was like, I am already anxious enough for myself. I can't hear other people's like stories because I need to stay positive, because if not, like I'm just gonna go into depression. But yeah, that was our first trimester recap. So today I am 20 weeks and I'm gonna show you my belly. I don't know if the camera can see it. Maybe I can move this. This is my belly.
I got it. Hold up.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing? So this is my belly at 20 weeks. I feel like it looks a lot smaller on camera than it does in person, but I'm definitely showing. Thank you, babe. I'm definitely showing now. I feel like during my first trimester, I was like, I look fat, I don't look pregnant, and I just want to look pregnant. Like, I just want to look pregnant. I want to walk into the grocery store. I want to walk down the street and look pregnant. And I feel like I finally look pregnant. So that's all I gotta say. What about you?
No, that's it.
That's it? Your first trimester is just like preparing to be a father?
My first trimester was just supporting my wife in the best way that I could. Emotionally, mentally, physically, checking in, being like, how are you? How you doing? Calling from work.
Yeah. Making
sure that, you know, she was okay.
Yeah, but my husband has been my rock and I'm just lucky to have him. Okay, so that is it. Let me know in the comments if you identify with my pregnancy symptoms. If you are pregnant or have been pregnant, let me know if you want me to do a second trimester recap. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to keep on with our journey. And I will see you in another video. Bye.